Smith, subscribe to this video on YouTube. A lot of my friends have asked me in the recent days, and I've asked myself in the recent days, is it worth going to London to rally for Gaza, to protest against the Israeli embassy? And you know, I've thought about it long and hard. Is it worth my time? Am I going to make any difference whatsoever? And I think, well, yeah, it is worth my time. It's worth your time. It's worth everyone's time if they care about it. Then yeah, because I mean, our government is standing by and just letting this slaughter happen. It's not putting any pressure on Israel whatsoever, unless it's behind closed doors, which I very much doubt. But Cameron came up, he knew there was going to be a war there, because he came up a week before, 2 weeks before, saying how much support he had for Israel. He staunchly supports anything that Israel have got to do to protect its citizens. Well, I say I staunchly support anything that Hamas has got to do to protect the civilians of Israel, of Gaza, because I mean, they say that they want protecting, but I look at how many Israelis have died and I look at how many Gazans have died, and it is abundantly clear in this conflict, in past conflicts in the last 10 years, 20 years, since the 1960s war, it is abundantly clear that the people of Palestine need protecting way above and beyond the people of Israel. I haven't seen any pictures of whole families of Israelis wiped out as they play. I haven't seen Israelis on the beach getting obliterated. All I've seen is a couple of shots of Israelis running. There's an air raid siren and they run to their nice plush bunker that they probably had state subsidised. Whereas you go and look at the Palestinian side of the picture and you got babies, children under piles of rubble, people who are getting rescued like weeks after their building have been demolished. I mean, there's a definite distinction between the two. And I think if we don't come out on the streets and put pressure on our government, because they think if we don't do anything about it, if we don't speak out, they're going to think, you know, no one cares. You know, we've ignored this, the public are ignoring it, happy days, it goes away. No, we need to come out and show them that we're not ignoring it. And the people that voted them into power, the people that are paying the taxes that pay their salaries, they're not happy about it. That's the message we need to convey as powerfully as possible. So they think maybe we do have to put some pressure on Israel. I mean, if we don't put pressure on the government, no one will. The media is not holding them to account. The international community that we reside in, Europe, America, they're not doing anything. So it's down to the people to show. I mean, even if it's the slightest grain of hope for Palestinians to know that, you know, maybe the world leaders aren't coming out in condemnation, maybe the world military aren't taking any action, the economic powers aren't putting the sanctions or military arms embargoes. They could easily do these. I mean, we're talking about doing it on Russia, who's a massive supplier of goods and resources to Europe. But we won't think about doing it or even talk about doing it to Israel, even though it would be a lot easier to implement a trade embargo on Israel. But yeah, even if it's the slightest grain of hope for the Palestinians to look on their news, well, they're not going to see it on the news, on their Twitter or their YouTube, to see that, you know, 10,000 people came out on the streets of London. It's not going to stop them from starving to death. It's not going to stop them from being murdered. It's not going to stop their children from being taken away from them. But it might give them the slightest, tiniest grain of hope in their mind that, you know, there are people out there that think this is a fucking injustice, that think this is wrong, that it's disgusting what's going on over there. Maybe that'll be a grain of hope to them. Who knows? Maybe it won't. But do something. My friends say to me, is it worth it? You know, it's a bit expensive getting the train down to London. But what is money? What is money relative to the struggle that they're going through? It's nothing. I mean, if you care, people are willing to put a Facebook update or post something on Twitter saying that they care. But I mean, if you really care, come down to the streets and show. Email your MP, email the Secretary of Defence, the Prime Minister, the Shadow Secretary of Defence, the Leader of the Opposition, the Home Office. Email these people, email your MP, tell them you're not on, you're not up for this. Otherwise, they're never going to know that we're against it. Something has to be done.